So in studio, sitting right next to me is Aaron, and Aaron Henning is from iNVATERRA. And Aaron, tell us what you do at iNVATERRA, and reiterate, even though Corey was on last week, let's talk about what iNVATERRA does. Let's give us a baseline. Can you do that
absolutely.
first?
Sure. And first of all, thanks so much for having me. It's a delight to be here.
Glad you're here in studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
well,
easier.
I'd rather be on a beach with Michael, but yeah, this is great to be here. And
a
I
lot of
appreciate
shots to get that just right, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so at iNVATERRA, what we do is our whole goal is to take our clients to becoming truly a digital enterprise, and walking them through the process of finding efficiencies and finding ways to meet the coming demand of a generation that is very, very data driven, and empowering them to do so.
So here's what I like to do is that to put it in perspective for the people that are listening to the show is that I'm a business owner. I'm somebody that doesn't know that I need your services. So we talked a few minutes ago, and we were talking about, well, I sell tomatoes, but do I really need to have any digital presence out there? Or I am one of these companies that would like to repair computers. It runs the gambit. Is that what what you said a while ago?
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's a great question. So here's the thing. Is what we do is very industry agnostic, because the truth is that there is so much new technology. And it changes every day. And the reality has become that every company, no matter what you do, is going to have to become and be a great tech company to remain viable.
Right.
And so really, whether you're selling tomatoes or you're focused on a niche service for fixing computers, you've got to be able to position yourself in a way that is competitive with everybody else doing the same thing that you do.
So give me a complexion of a company that you'd walk in today that is tech anemic, and you build a strategy for them. Is that what's the outcome? Meaning, is that when you what qualifies them now from being from good to great? Maybe you've heard that before.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So we're actually working with a client company right now that is in financial tech services and analytics, and really they are tech savvy. But even for a tech savvy company, we have identified ways for them to really streamline some processes in a way that takes them from making a relatively small investment into automating some processes that in the long run are going to save them literally a couple $1 million a year on their annual spend.
So you could do something like this in a university or in a school environment as well, too.
Oh, absolutely.
So existing school infrastructures and existing government stratified layers that need the same type of I would call it an upgrade. You're saying so these are people that aren't generally focused on these type of things, and you're going to bring in a whole new product set to be able to layer on top of them, or is just refining what they've already got?
Well, it's a little bit of both. We're not in the business of coming in replacing all your legacy systems, but
hardware, software.
It's software.
It's all software. So you're only on the software side.
Well,
so maybe.
To a degree. I mean, there's the whole software component, but also a lot of what we do is customize solutions that fit the needs of moving you down that digital transformation. So we come in and do a full assessment, and we create the solutions for what you need.
So is this with the outcome normally for a monetary outcome? Are you looking for generating revenue, or are you looking to upgrade the country to take on the bigger strategy, a bigger picture?
No, we are for profit, absolutely, and
I mean for the companies.
For the other companies.
Yeah. So you hear a lot of consulting firms, a lot of people is that what they're looking for is getting into that company and trying to give them better outcomes as far as sales or revenue or profitability or something like that. It doesn't sound like it's generally your focus. Yours is more on the tech side to be able to refine those processes, and maybe along the way you'll save money.
Well, so that's a great question, and the answer is yes to both. I mean, we really help them in that journey, but what we do very strongly correlates to increased margins and actually helping them scale back the spend that they currently have, so that they've got more money to invest into their company.
So that generally is part of your initial engagement.
Absolutely,
and
that's part of their
your
early
analysis
conversation.
Of that organization is something that is right up front, saying is that here's our goal, and they have to articulate those goals in your engagement with them. Is that
Absolutely, and that's an early part of the conversation.
and
Absolutely.
so this I know is probably like pinning fog. This is going to be a tough one. So what is your typical engagement period? Some say 6 months, some say we might be living in there for a year. It might be a month. I don't know.
Yeah, no. So that's really going to be up to the client. But our model is quite different than the typical Big Five engagement, where there's a very long-term footprint within that company. I mean, our goal is that our clients fire us. We go in, we do such a great job, we move them to where they need to be, and we move on, and they move on, and they're all set up.
It's just like in a succession plan, is that you think about it as you want to build the person that's going to take your job as quickly as possible, or train them, or make sure that they're as good as better than you were.
That's absolutely right.
So you move on. So when you get in there, you look at the company and you put it all together. What is the things that are your value propositions that may be better than those that might be doing somewhat similar things that you guys do?
Sure. Where there's some, I could get really into the weeds here as far as tech talk, but
we don't have a lot of weed time.
Right. That's right.
We're not going to be pulling weeds.
No, that's okay. We actually have some very, very key differentiators between what we do and the things we can provide that really do make us different. I know that our time's limited, but we can talk about that offline another time, or anybody can reach out to us and find out more. But
since you're close, you can come back in again.
Absolutely, I'll be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so it's the team. You have a pretty powerful rock star team in your leadership and in your deliverables.
Rock star team.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, Corey Faruqi is our fearless leader and founder of iNVATERRA, and he is solid as they come. And part of our executive philosophy is through nextgen.ninja. We've got a platform to
love that, by the way.
Yeah, it's great.
nextgen.ninja.
Yeah. So that's kind of our platform to exercise and practice what we preach, and that a very solid requirement and goal of the executive group that we are at iNVATERRA is that we are thought leaders in the community, that we're out talking to people, doing keynote addresses. And so that's the platform through which we do that. And so I think it's kind of incubated an environment where we are constantly pushed to be out there in front of people, constantly pushed to innovate ourselves, disrupt ourselves, and continue to learn.
All right, so we only have less than a minute now, so I always give you this opportunity to go ahead and give us your vitals. How do we get in contact with you? Where is where is your location, and what's your breadth of offering? Meaning, are you global, or you're United States, or are you?
We are global, and our team is global as well. And so, we can be reached through our website at www.iNVATERRA.com. And I can
spell that real quick.
iNVATERRA.com.
Okay, good. Aaron, thank you for coming in studio and sitting with us for a few minutes.
That was my pleasure, Vince. Thanks for having me.
High speed, low drag. Sorry about that, but
No.
you just seem like you got here. It's time to go, huh?
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you having me.
All right. This is Vince Rose sitting in for Michael Yober here on CEO Money. We'll be back right after the break.